Every zodiac sign is not just a personality, it is a chapter written by the universe itself. Some signs teach us how to survive, some teach us how to love, and then comes Sagittarius, the sign that reminds us why we are alive. Welcome back to Venus in Moonlight, where astrology is not just studied, it is experienced. If Scorpio is the darkness where you transform, then Sagittarius is the sunrise after that darkness. It is the sign where pain becomes wisdom, where experiences become scriptures, and where knowledge becomes faith. Today, let's understand the philosopher of the zodiac, the sign ruled by Guru Brihaspati, the Sagittarius. Sagittarius is not ordinary fire. Aries is the fire that fights. Leo is the fire that shines, but Sagittarius is the hidden fire. The flames inside a saint meditating in the Himalayas. The fire that pushes someone to search for truth even when no one understands them. This sign governs your belief, your higher education, your guru, your father, your morals, your long journeys, your spirituality, and your destiny. Without Sagittarius, life has information but no wisdom. Many people think Sagittarius is scattered. Actually, its learning happens layer by layer. School, college, masters, experience, wisdom. A Sagittarius person cannot skip steps if they keep changing teachers, changing courses, or constantly jumping between philosophies. Their foundation becomes weak because Jupiter rewards patience. Sagittarius is faith, and faith is not blindness. Faith is the courage to keep walking even when the destination is not visible. That is why the ninth house represents Guru, because some truths can never be proven, they can only be experienced. Now, let's understand the ruler of Sagittarius, Guru Brihaspati. Jupiter doesn't give instant success, he first expands your consciousness. Just like Vamana Avatar, he came looking tiny, asking for only 3 steps, but those 3 steps covered the entire universe. That is exactly how Jupiter works. He starts small, one book, one mantra, one guru, one lesson. But if you remain committed, those small habits completely transform your life. One of Jupiter's biggest lessons is never break promises. King Bali gave his word, once Jupiter tests your integrity, there is no shortcut. A promise made to your guru, your parents, or God should never be broken. Because Jupiter rules Dharma. Venus says, enjoy the world. Jupiter says, understand the world. Venus seeks comfort, Jupiter seeks truth. During Jupiter and Venus periods, many people experience an inner battle between luxury and purpose. A strong Jupiter does not need external validation. They can sit with a simple meal, a book, and inner peace. Weak Jupiter constantly searches outside for happiness. Whichever house Jupiter aspects, it expands. Jupiter touching career expands career. Touching marriage expands relationships. Touching wealth expands abundance. Jupiter turns ordinary things into opportunities. Jupiter in Sagittarius, Cancer, and Pisces is strongest. These people naturally trust life. Learning comes easily. They absorb wisdom like a sponge. Society's opinions hardly affect them. Retrograde Jupiter makes faith difficult. Such people keep changing teachers, cross check every teaching, question everything. Only after deep suffering, they finally surrender, and life changes dramatically. Jupiter in Capricorn is debilitated and faith struggles, logic dominates. These people constantly question teachers. Interestingly, many brilliant astrologers and researchers have this placement because they rebuild knowledge from scratch. Unlike Venus, which seeks happiness through relationships, luxury, beauty, and external pleasures, Sagittarius finds happiness from within. A strong Jupiter gives contentment even with the simplest things in life, because true joy comes from wisdom, purpose, and faith. Sagittarius natives are rarely concerned about what society thinks of them. They don't seek validation from others because their decisions are guided by their beliefs and principles rather than public opinion. For Sagittarius, character matters more than appearance. They value wisdom, honesty, and integrity over beauty, status, or material possessions. They are naturally attracted to substance rather than superficiality. One of Sagittarius' greatest strengths is optimism. Even during difficult times, they trust that life has a bigger plan and that every hardship is temporary. Their faith helps them move forward when others lose hope. Sagittarius is the sign of Dharma. It governs faith, religion, higher wisdom, blessings, fortune, and the guidance of a guru. It reminds us that every success comes when our actions align with righteousness. Whenever a sign or planet occupies the ninth house, it begins to express Sagittarian qualities. It seeks meaning, trusts divine timing, values higher knowledge, and develops faith through life experiences. The natural tendency of Sagittarius is to trust first rather than doubt first. This absolute trust allows them to move forward with confidence, although they must also learn to balance faith with wisdom. Jupiter is the significator of children. Young children naturally believe what they are told because they trust without suspicion. This innocent faith is one of the purest expressions of Jupiter's energy. Sagittarius focuses on long-term visions rather than short-term gains. These natives plan years ahead and make decisions based on future growth instead of temporary comfort. Similarly, planets placed in the ninth house or the sign occupying the ninth house often develop a broad perspective and long-term thinking. In the Kalpurush Kundli, Sagittarius governs the thighs, which give us the strength to move forward. Symbolically, the sign represents long-distance travel, both physical journeys across the world and the spiritual journey towards higher consciousness. This sign signifies the father, spiritual teachers, mentors, religion, traditions, and higher learning. Respecting these figures strengthens Jupiter's blessings, while disregarding them can weaken one's fortune. Sagittarius is deeply connected with prayers, vows, and promises made to the divine. Whether it's making a heartfelt prayer or keeping a sacred promise, Jupiter values sincerity, devotion, and integrity. Now let's see how different planets behave in this sign. Sun in Sagittarius. The Sun represents the soul, father, authority, and purpose. In Sagittarius, it becomes a seeker of truth rather than power. These natives naturally respect dharma, justice, and moral principles. They are drawn towards teaching, law, administration, philosophy, or spiritual leadership. They prefer earning respect through wisdom rather than fear. If afflicted, they may become self righteous, preachy, or over dogmatic. Moon in Sagittarius. The moon represents the mind and emotions. In Sagittarius, emotional security comes through faith, learning, travel, and spirituality. These people recover quickly from setbacks because they believe every difficulty carries a lesson. They love inspiring conversations and philosophical thinking. If afflicted, they may suppress emotional pain by escaping into idols or become overly optimistic while ignoring reality. Mars in Sagittarius. Mars becomes the warrior of Dharma. These natives fight for principles, justice, and truth instead of personal gains. They excel in sports, military service, law enforcement, adventure, and leadership. Their energy is directed towards meaningful goals. If afflicted, they may become argumentative, fanatic, impose their beliefs on others. Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury governs intelligence and communication. In Sagittarius, it thinks in philosophies instead of details. These people love teaching, writing, public speaking, and discussing life's deeper meaning. They see the bigger picture but may overlook practical details. If afflicted, they may believe they know everything or jump between teachers without mastering any subject. Jupiter in Sagittarius. This is Jupiter in its own sign, expressing its highest qualities. Such natives are naturally wise, ethical, generous, and respected. They often become teachers, guides, counselors, priest, astrologer, or mentor. Their luck increases whenever they act with honesty and faith. If afflicted, excessive optimism or moral superiority may appear. Venus in Sagittarius. Venus here seeks a relationship built on friendship, trust, and shared values. Physical attraction alone is not enough. Intellectual and spiritual compatibility matters deeply. These natives may fall in love while traveling, studying, or exploring different culture. If afflicted, they may struggle with commitment or constantly seek excitement. Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn disciplines Jupiter's wisdom. These people question beliefs, study deeply, and gain knowledge slowly but permanently. Life often delays higher education, success, or spiritual understanding until maturity. They eventually become dependable teachers because their wisdom comes from experience. Rahu in Sagittarius. Rahu creates an intense hunger for truth, religion, and higher knowledge. The native may become obsessed with philosophies, foreign culture, or spiritual teachers. Early life can involve following false gurus or extreme ideologies before discovering authentic wisdom. Ketu in Sagittarius. Ketu brings wisdom from previous birth. These natives naturally understand spiritual concepts and often feel detached from rituals or organized religion. They seek direct experience of truth rather than external ceremonies. If afflicted, they may reject guidance entirely. Now let's see Sagittarius in different houses. Sagittarius in the first house are naturally optimistic, philosophical, and inspiring personality. People see you as wise and trustworthy. Life revolves around learning, teaching, and following dharma. Long distance travel and spiritual growth shape your identity. Sagittarius in the second house. Speech carries wisdom and inspiration. Wealth grows through education, consulting, teaching, publishing, or spiritual work. Family traditions strongly influence values. Honest speech becomes your greatest asset. Sagittarius in the third house. Excellent communicators, writers, speakers, and teachers. Courage comes through knowledge. Younger siblings may influence spiritual growth. Success comes by mastering one subject instead of constantly changing interest. Sagittarius in the fourth house. Peace is found in a home filled with books, teachers, and spiritual values. Education becomes the foundation of happiness. The mother often encourages morality and higher learning. Sagittarius in the fifth house, one of the best placements for intelligence and higher education. Creative expression, teaching, writing, and philosophy flourish. Children become a source of blessings and spiritual growth. A strong interest in mantras, astrology, and sacred knowledge. Sagittarius in the sixth house. Enemies are defeated through wisdom rather than aggression. Career in law, education, medicine, healing, or public service are favored. Health improves through disciplined living and spiritual routines. Sagittarius in the seventh house, marriage becomes a journey of mutual growth. The spouse is often educated, ethical, spiritual, or from a different culture. Partnerships succeed through honesty, shared beliefs, and respect for freedom. Sagittarius in the eighth house, deep interest in hidden knowledge, astrology, tantra, psychology, and transformation. Life brings sudden spiritual awakenings after crisis. Research abilities become exceptional. Sagittarius in the ninth house. This is Sagittarius in its natural house. Strong blessings from father, guru, and ancestors. Fortune increases through higher education, long journeys, charity, and righteous living. The native often becomes a guide for others. Sagittarius in the 10th house. Career revolves around teaching, law, consulting, publishing, spirituality, counseling, or government. Public recognition comes through integrity and wisdom. These natives succeed when their work serves society. Sagittarius in the 11th house. Large social circle filled with knowledgeable and influential people. Income grows through education, consulting, publishing, astrology, religious institutions, or international networks. Dreams manifest through good karma and wise friendships. Sagittarius in the 12th house, a deeply spiritual placement, drawn towards meditation, foreign countries, pilgrimage, monasteries, and self-discovery. Expenses often go towards travel, charity, education, or religious activities. The soul seeks liberation more than material success. One day, your books will gather dust. Your footstep will disappear from every road, and even your name will become a memory carried by the wind. But wisdom, true wisdom, never dies. It lives in every life you touched, every soul you guided, every act of kindness, and every truth you had the courage to live. That is Sagittarius. Not a zodiac sign, but a flame that refuses to let humanity forget its way back to the divine. May your faith remain unshaken when the world doubts you. May your wisdom remain humble when the world praises you. And may your soul always have the courage to follow the arrow of dharma wherever it leads. Until we meet again, keep looking beyond the horizon because sometimes the destination you have been searching for is quietly waiting within you.